Well, once again, we're got a new project, Tice Excavation. We're got a new construction here. They called us to put the septic in. So we started over here, coming out of the house. We got the clean out right there. Then line, we got the 2 tanks. This is an advanced wastewater treatment. So there's the first septic tank, then it goes over to the pump station. We've got it downhill quite a bit. Maybe you can see, had to get the pump low enough to feed back into the pump station when the pump goes off, so there's not water standing in the lane. It's got an alarm system on it. There's a buzzer and a flashing light. Here's the pump station. We're filling it up. We gotta test it, be ready to test it for the inspector. It has a high float, low float, alarm float. 2-inch line that runs over to our splitter box. 360 foot of lateral is what was recommended by our soil test. So we did 6 runs of 60 feet. We used the easy flow 801 in our lateral lines. We got 1-inch pipes that were drilled out and set through the easy flow. Here's a splitter box. There's an adjustment for each one of these set lateral lines. We got a little bit covered, but mostly we're waiting on the inspector. She's supposed to be here after lunch. You can see the popcorn styrofoam inside this that wraps around the easy flow. The contour of the land caused this to not be a straight run. It's got to follow. This has got laid. I put this down level. So level is not a straight line in this yard. Each one of these runs has to follow the contour of the land. Here at the end point, we have our check tubes that's marked here at 3 foot. Each one is tied to a rebar to be a good upright. It's a clear tubing so we can see to make that adjustment, the adjustment from the splitter box. So while the pump's running, each one of these have to be adjusted to bring it up 3 foot elevation. When that static level is right there at 3 foot on each one of these at the same time, then we're good to go. Once the inspector gets done with her work and sees that we are right with the head pressure, we'll sign off on it and then take these nipples off take the rebar, all of this test tube out of here, put a plug in the end of that elbow. Then we'll put this cover covered up with that junction box so that this can be all leveled up, cleaned up, and turn it back into a yard for them. So this job is practically done. Every septic system is different. It helps to have 3 people working together. It shortens your days on getting the job done. Our distributor with the tanks, they went ahead and brought out everything we needed for the job. The trucks arrived, we unloaded the trucks, and they set the tanks, and we started on work. They started in right away and start laying lines and cutting pipe and gluing, and made short work of it. So that's what we're doing now, waiting on the inspector. Of course, you got to put water in these tanks so they don't float out of there. Even though we got this plumbing done, the house isn't done, and it might be months before people move into it. So there could be plenty of rain in the next month, and we don't want these tanks floating out of here. So this yellow garden hose is filling it up. We got both tanks filled up. We need a full tank here to test it. We only have like 15 minutes, less than 20 minutes to turn this pump on and get all of those static levels on those tubes adjusted just right, and then we run out of water. So you got to be quick at it. If there's not water plumbed to the house, you gotta have to use a hose and get water from somewhere. Hopefully you don't have to put it on a truck and haul it in here. So this hose is run all the way from the neighbor's house, and but it's working for us. It's kind of working for us, you know. It's 32 degrees out here, and we had to deal with ice in the hose this morning, but we got it up and going. So anyway, those are some things to remember. We'll talk more later. huge rock.
Man, that shit was hard.
Huge. Right in the road, right in the water line. He's trying to dig down deep enough to get this water line put where it won't freeze. Here it comes.